Hello everybody, welcome to Design Tech Owls. So today we'll be covering user-centered design. Part 1, user-centered research method. So in this video, we'll be covering how to develop empathy with users by understanding the needs and behaviors can lead to a more successful design. So we'll be introducing you to what is user-centered design. There will be questions and applications. So what is UCD, which stands for user-centered design? So UCD is basically, I break it down to 4 parts, right? So first, developing empathy. Second, target audience. Third, understanding needs and behavior. Fourth, doing a specific task. So it's basically putting the user in the center while designing. So let's dive deeper into what UCD is, right? So UCD is a design process paying particular attention to the needs of potential users' products through all stages of design process. So thinking of how user might use the product, it's more like testing the product with the actual user. We will put the designer team with people who they're actually designing for, and then so to understand the user's thoughts, values, needs, and belief. The design team might involve with professionals and creative designers, and it's an iterative process. So they might be designing for healthcare, crime, society, future, even learning. An analogy for this is, think of you're the designer, right? You're not actually a high-on designer. You are the slave. You are the maid. You need to consider everything possible, right? You can't do what you want. You need to listen to the end user, which are the kings, the queens, whatever you want to call them. You have to give them service. You need to know what they want. They want water. You give them water, right? You can't be like, oh, hey, I want some peanut butter. And then you give them, here's some jam because I think they taste better. You need to give specifically what they want, not what you think they want. You have to create a product that you think they would actually use, which is specifically what they use, not just they will try fit into what you designed. Creating empathy math and personas. So like using an empathy math can help you collaboratively visualize users to articulate what you want and find the gaps between that, right? So now it's question time. Name 3 benefits of making an empathy map. So if I actually get this on the test, right, I'll break it down to 3 different points. So first, it's to have a shared understanding with the user. You need to know what the user wants. Second, to help decision making, because at the end, after doing research, after doing all of the design process, you need to create a product, right? So this can help you decide what you want to make and what you want to change. And third, categorize users to find gaps to improve the design. So user-centered design has a focus on inclusive design, right? So it's designed for universal, accessible for all users. So when you hear what's a type of design that is for all users, you'd call it inclusive design. So there's an evil question that might pop up. Why is inclusive design important for the designer tomorrow? So it's comparing the past designers and the present. So further consumer market will be more and more diverse in terms of age and abilities. And second, the past. The designers focus more on looking on a specific type of groups of people, but now mainstream focus more on a solution for everyone. For the product to be more feasible and innovative. So the main idea for inclusive design, you can conclude it by saying to ensure the product or service address the needs and abilities for a wide range of people, including age and abilities. And for persona, this is my example. So I just made a persona of a user playing bass guitar and how she would walk over, grab her case, open it, plug it, but there is a little gap here because the amp is always away from the bag and all of the connecting things is just all apart. So this is one of the points where we can improve our product on, and persona just help us visualize it. And you can mark on what are the quotes, what are the comments, and how you can improve it. Question time again. So why is inclusive design important? So it's because that the demographic change is a major challenge for designers, and making it inclusive can allow everyone, regardless their abilities or circumstance, to use. It creates a better user experience where it's not just solving a permanent disability, but also breaking through what benefits the user and in various situations. So not just one specific type of problems, but for all users. So here's the highlight, right? So iteration process. It's a process that might happen in either user-centered design or inclusive design. So it leads to user-centered evaluation to evaluate from what you have, your ideas, anything like that. Please remember, iterative is an act of repeating a process with the aim of approaching a desired goal. Iterative act of repeating a process with the aim of approaching a desired goal. And I'm not going to read it again and again, but this is an act of iterative. So anything repeating is iterative. Remember that. The International Standard Organizer, ISO, has recently updated its approach to UCD and has identified 6 key principles. So first, the design is based on the understanding of the user, the task, and the environment. Second, users are involved throughout the design and development. Third, design is driven and refined by user-centered evaluation. Fourth, process is iterative. Fifth, design addresses the whole user experience. And sixth, design team includes multidisciplinary skills and perspectives. So here's a little acronym you can try to remember the design technology process, right? So what happened when you realized you got a design assessment due today, but you didn't realize until today? So you will aim for a finished design technology today. So it stands for annotating what you want to do. Inquire, find out what you want to do. Market, which is getting feedbacks. Formula, which is the mode you're going to use. And demonstrate, and testing, and tell, and present. So aim for a finished design technology today. But remember, don't ever do this, and you're going to break your design teacher's heart. And then here it shows how iterative is involved. So iterative process is first designing, then build, and then testing. And it repeats until you get the final product you want. So it's prototyping and user feedback. And iteration drives by the feedback. And second is user involvement. So it's the same design, build, testing, and they don't want a large group of people. The design is iterative and it targets a small group of target audience or individuals. Hi guys, thanks for watching Design Technology Owls. The reason why I named this channel Design Technology Owls is because obviously we'll be talking about design technology, but owls. So since you decide to choose IB design technology, I don't think you'll be able to sleep and you will always be working at night because all of the ideas, all of the imagination, all of the innovative ideas all comes at night, right? So you're going to be like an owl and you need to think in a 3,060 degrees, how like owls can twist their head 3,060 degrees. You have to think like that. And good luck. See you next video.